Just for Ava. Like, is that how they? Like, isn't that how they do like the luau dance? I'm pretty sure, Ava, that I could be there doing that. Like, maybe I should be one of the dancers. Ava, we hope you're having a good trip and that you're watching this, because if not, man, you're gonna be behind. Oh my gosh, you're gonna be behind. So we have a quiz on Wednesday. Okay, it's going to be covering systems, solving systems by graphing, substitution, elimination. There will be a section at the very end. So some will say solve by graphing, some will say solve by substitution. Today we're learning solve by elimination. But there will be a section that says solve any way you want with exact answers. So if you use your calculator, you might not get an exact answer. Okay? So, could we graph this? Nope. I mean, we could, but as soon as I move this 2x over and I divide by 8, 13/8. Anybody know how to graph that perfectly? Nah, me either. So I'm going to solve by substitution. And we are going to get fractions and it's going to be messy. I like to deal with something that's smaller numbers, so I'm going to deal with this one. I'm going to solve for x. So I move my y. I subtract 8y from both sides. That gives me 2x equals negative 8x plus 13. I divide by 2. X equals negative 4x plus 13. Mr. H, you're solving for y, sir. What just happened here? 2x. This is an x. This is a y, you guy. Sorry. So that gives me negative 4y. So x equals negative 4y plus 13x. Have I lost anybody yet? Okay. So this is the one that I used to solve. So this has to get substituted into this one. So 5x. Well, what is x? It is negative 4y plus 13 halves minus 7y equals 14. I'm going to go slow. Have I lost anybody yet? Okay. So now, let's distribute. Use those calculators. That gives me negative 20y plus, let's go, oh my gosh, what is that, Mr. H? 13 divided by 2. Oh, come on, Mr. H. Times 5. Math, enter, enter. Gives me 65 halves. Minus 7y equals 14. So, does everybody understand how I got 65 halves with the math, enter, enter? Yes? Okay. Ava, if you don't know how to do that, it's the math button. Then it says fraction. That's how we're changing those decimals into fractions. Okay? So, now I'm combining like terms. Negative 20y minus 7y gives me negative 27. Oh my gosh, Mr. H. Y plus 65 halves equals 14. Everybody still with me? Okay. So I have to subtract 65 halves. I have to subtract 65 halves. Well, really that's 28 halves. How do I know that? Because to get a denominator of 2, I multiply it. So 28 minus 65. But let's go 14 minus 65 divided by 2. Math, enter, enter. Gives me negative 37 halves equals negative 27y. Okay. This is where it's tricky in the calculator. I'm dividing by a negative 27. Can I divide a fraction by a fraction? Can I do this? No. So instead of dividing, this is saying the same as multiplying by the reciprocal. Division is the same as multiplying by the reciprocal, yes? So now I'm going to take negative 37 halves times negative 1 divided by 27. Math, enter, enter. Y equals 37 54ths. Whoo-wee! Now you're starting to realize, man, this calculator is pretty amazing. So you have 37 halves times a negative 1, but it's a negative 37 halves. Okay. So now what do we do? Who remembers? So we have y. What do we have to do? We're solving by what? This is called substitution, so we have to substitute it back in. Doesn't matter, substitute it into one of them. So I'm going to say 5x minus 7 times 37 54ths equals 14. So get your calculator. 5x Negative 7 times 37 divided by 54. Math, enter, enter. Gives me negative 259 54th equals 14. Add that to both sides. Add that to both sides. That gives me 5x equals. So now 14 plus 259 divided by 54. Math, enter, enter. Gives me 1,015 54ths. Divide by 5. Can I divide this fraction by 5? What do I have to do? Multiply by the? Multiplying by 1/5. That gives me x equals 203 54ths. Am I done? What's my answer? When we're solving a system, the answer is a ordered pair. So, my answer is 203 54ths, comma 37 54ths. This will be harder than any question that you do. Okay, this will be harder than any question that you do. It's because I made it up. It wasn't easy, it wasn't fun. Now, I've done this for 18 years. I see the looks of confusion. So ask, where are we getting stuck at? There's 3 of you. Ava, you can't ask, but ask your dad. Dad, thank you for answering the questions. Are we good? So that was solved by substitution. If you solved it by plugging it into your calculator, would you still get an answer? Absolutely. Would it be close to that? Sure it would. It would just be decimals. Okay? It just wouldn't be exact. In mathematics, as you get more proficient and as you get in higher level of math, this is why we use fractions. This is why in algebra I teach everybody to use fractions, because we want exact numbers. Okay? Everybody with me? Okay. Go ahead and get started. We're going to do solving by elimination now. That wasn't even good. Ava, I just had my second cup of coffee because I haven't had whatever drink that you were supposed to bring to me because you lied to me. You said, oh, I got you one. First off, I didn't even ask for one. You offered. Am I lying? Did she offer me that drink, Lydia? Yeah, she's nodding. Your friend just threw you under the bus. Y'all, on a side note, you know how I always talk about lifting and I like talking about sports and things like that? Maybe you guys don't know, I'm a huge nerd. Did you guys know that? I reread the Harry Potter, are you laughing at me, Lydia? I reread the whole Harry Potter series every summer. I got new socks. Excuse me. Wha-bam! Hold on. My Gryffindor socks! Woo woo! Lydia, is this why you hate me, Lydia? Guys, what other teacher is so excited about their socks that they're showing you? Ava, you better, don't be shaking your head. I can already picture Ava in Hawaii right now going, why am I watching this? I could be swimming or something. You could be, but you're stuck watching math. You're stuck watching math. Now I can't get my shoe. Also, my shoes have these, I don't know why. I've worn the heel out in my shoes from working out in them. Just, okay, nobody cares. Sorry, Ava, you had to stick with that. It's fine. Solving by elimination. I love elimination, okay? I call it math magic because it's, now you see it, now you don't. It's like a disappearing act, okay? So let's start off easy. Let's go 2x plus y equals 7, 3x minus y equals 9. We might get a fraction, and that's fine. When we look at equations that we're solving for systems, first off, is this something that we'd want to graph right away? No, because they're not already in slope-intercept form. Okay. Could we graph them? Absolutely. When we're choosing between substitution and elimination, we want to look and say, is the variable and the coefficient exactly the same? What I mean by that is look at the x's. Is the coefficient the same in both? Are the 2 and the 3 the same? No, okay. What about with my y? What's the coefficient? What's the number? 1. Oh, 1's the same. So when that happens, we are going to eliminate the y's. I have a positive 1 and I have a negative 1. Do I add or subtract to get rid of those 1's? Well, let's think. 1 minus a negative 1 is what? 1 minus a negative 1. 2. Well, that doesn't get rid of it. What about 1 plus a negative 1? What? Oh, 0, which eliminates. So if we have the same coefficients, you can immediately say we are going to add when the signs are opposite. When the signs are opposite, we're going to add. Guess what? If the signs were the same, guess what we would do? Subtract. You ready? Now watch how we're going to do this. 2x's plus 3x's is 5x's. 1y plus a negative 1 is 0. We've already said that, so there's no more y's. 7 plus 9 is 16. Can you solve for x? Okay, what do we do? Divide by 5. X equals 16/5. Woo-hoo! How easy was that? It was there, but now it's gone. Math magic. Woo-hoo! Okay, are we done? Not yet. So now we still have to substitute in. Choose one of them. I don't care. I'm going to choose this one. 2, not x. X is 16/15, or 16/5, plus y equals 7. So that gives me 32/5 plus y equals 7. You guys are going to have to check me with the calculator. I subtract 32/5. I subtract 32/5. That gives me y equals 3/5. Somebody do 7 minus 32/5 math at or check it for me. I'm pretty good at math though. I'm pretty sure that's what it should be. I'll wait till you guys get your calculators to check. So do 7 minus 32/5 math at or.
Yep.
Hey, so now my answer is 16/5, comma 3/5. I love elimination. Was that hard? Should we try another one?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Mr. H, what are you doing? I don't know. Okay. 5x minus 2y equals 4. 5x plus 5y equals negative 3. Can we see this? We'll tilt it that way. Okay, here we go. Do we have the same variable and coefficients? With which letter? X. Okay, so notice how over here the signs were opposite and we added. Are the signs opposite or the same? Same, so what do we have to do? Subtract. Okay, 5 minus 5 is 0, those are gone. Negative 2 minus 5 is 7, negative 7y. 4 minus a negative 3 is positive 7. Does everybody see how I did that? I know that was quick, but yes, we understand? 4 minus a negative 3 is positive. Okay, so now I'm going to divide by a negative 7. That gives me y equals negative 1. So I can now solve for y. Huzzah! Choose one of them. It does not matter which you substituted into. William, go ahead. Which one? Top or bottom? Top one. 5x minus 2 times negative 1 equals 4. 5x negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2 equals 4. I subtract 2. That gives me 5x equals 2, I divide by 5. X equals 2/5. Remember, when we solve, everything has to be an ordered pair. Okay? The whole purpose of solving a system is to find that ordered pair. What questions we have so far? Anybody? Is this hard? Okay, let's make it hard. We gotta make it a little hard. Ava, you can't go out and drink out of a coconut yet. You have to stay with me. Sorry. Sorry, Ava. Okay, here we go. Okay, make it a little bit harder. Not much. 3x plus y equals 4. 2x plus 2y equals 6. Okay. There is a problem. If I want to solve by elimination, do any of my coefficients match up with the variables? 3 and 2, no. 1 and 2, no. Is there a way that we can multiply one of these equations, though, to get the other one? What I mean by that is, can I multiply this 2 to get a 3? I mean, we could, but it's going to be a fraction, right? Is there a way to multiply this 1 to get a 2? By what? Oh. So I can take this whole thing and multiply it by 2. 2 times 3 is 6x. 2 times the positive y is positive 2y. And 2 times the 4 is 8. That doesn't change the equation because I'm doing the same thing on both sides. The other equation just comes straight down. Okay. Now what? Now what? Subtract. Very good, William. So we're going to subtract. Go ahead. I'm going to give you guys a minute 30. Solve this. So you're going to subtract it, isolate the variable, and then substitute back in.
Would we substitute for the equation before we multiply it by 2? Or by the...
I always go back to the original.
Okay.
It doesn't. It shouldn't affect it, but in case you did something wrong with the multiplication, we always go back to the original. About 30 seconds left. Okay, here we go. So when I subtract, 6 minus 2 is 4 x's. 2 minus 2 is nothing. 8 minus 6 is 2. I divide by 4. X equals 1/2. Now I'm substituting that back into our original. I'm going to go right here. 2 times 1/2 plus 2y equals 6. 2 times 1/2 is 1 plus 2y equals 6. I subtract 1. Gives me 2y equals 5. Divide by 2, y equals 5/2. So my ordered pair is 1/2, comma 5/2. Thumbs up if we got that. Okay. What questions we have? Anything? Copy it down. We're going to do 2 more examples. We'll do one more like this and then 2 more examples. We good? William, you good?
Yeah.
Are you sure? That wasn't a confident yeah. Where are you confused?
For when we input the 1/2, I didn't do 2, I did 3.
You did this one?
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to see that one?
Sure.
Okay. So let's say we have 3 times 1/2 plus y equals 4. This gives me 3 halves plus y equals 4. I subtract 3 halves from both sides. That's y equals, well, 4 is really 8 halves. 8 minus 3 is 5 halves. So it gives me the same answer. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Okay. Does that help?
it does.
Beautiful. Okay, here we go. Four x minus 3y equals 6. 12x minus y equals 4. Ooh, okay. Now we have 2 options, and I love questions like this. Do the x's match up? Do the y's match up? Can we make the x to match up if we multiply? Sure. Could we make this y match up with this one? Oh, okay. So now, here's where it becomes a little bit tricky. If I multiply this one to get here, what would I have to multiply this whole thing by?
3.
By 3. Because this is a 1 times 3 gets me a negative 3. Oh, but that makes this 36. Do I want to multiply this one to make this one bigger or this one? It's really, they both work. It's up to you. I would multiply this top one. What do I have to multiply the 4 by? 3. So here we go. 3 times 4 is 12x. 3 times a negative 3y is negative 9y. 3 times a positive 6 is positive 18. Then I have 12x minus y equals 4. Adding or subtracting? Subtract. 12 minus 12 is 0. Now, listen, listen, listen. I can't tell you this enough. You will make a mistake if you're not careful. Negative 9 minus a negative 1. Negative 9 minus a negative 1 makes it negative 9 plus 1, which is negative 8y. 18 minus 4 is 16. I got lucky there. I didn't expect this to be a whole number. Divide by negative 8 is 14. See, look at that. I wasn't checking you. I missed that. I was just hoping it was going to be 16. Sorry. Hey, I made a mistake. It's Monday. That's why you guys are smarter than me. Y equals divide. 14 divided by 8. Math enter, enter. That's going to give me negative 7/4. How are we doing? So now substitute it in. Doesn't matter. I'm going to substitute in this one. 12x minus a negative 7/4 equals 4. Look what I did here. 12x minus, well, what's y? Negative 7/4. So first, I'm going to make sure that I rewrite this. A negative and a negative is positive. So now I subtract 7/4 from both sides. That gives me 12x equals, now that's 16/4. 16 minus 7 is 9/4. Divide by 12. Can I divide 9/4 by 12? What do I have to do? Multiply by?
4.
Multiply by 1/12. The reciprocal, that's the same thing as dividing. So that actually gives me x equaling 9/48. That's going to be by 3, so that gives me 3/4. So that should give me 3/16. Somebody should check that. But then we have 3/16, comma, negative 7/4. We did not get as far as I would have hoped today, which is all right. Because I want to give you some time to work on your homework. Okay? So, you are doing 1 through 9, the odds. 1 through 9, the odds. So if your name is Ava, you should pause this so that you can write them down. You're doing 1 through 9, the odds. That's 5 questions. Fair enough. Love you, kiddos. Ava, I hope that you are enjoying yourself. Tomorrow will be a review. There probably will not be any video tomorrow, but double check it sometime after noon our time. Love you, kiddo.